Testing, testing. Okay, that's more like it. That is more like it. We're going to start the show, start the party again. What's up, everybody? Yes, the audio was having some technical difficulties. Indeed, Black Sommelier. What's happening? KWK, Big Fox. I think M Dog Stinnett was in the house as well for a quick moment. But we are coming to you live, everybody, from Chat's Liquors. It is Friday, June 26, 2026, and I have the pleasure and the honor to welcome in for the first time to Chats, Mr. Drew Thorn, the founder and master blender of Silverthorn whiskey out of Baltimore, Maryland. Drew, it's so great having you here.
Thanks, Bernie.
Absolutely.
Happy to be here. Appreciate you having us down.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Of course, folks, you may have caught us about 2 months ago now, a month and a half ago, when Brian from Silverthorn Reserve was in-house, and we did the first launch, the first trio of whiskeys that Drew bottled up and produced. They were absolutely amazing. We still have actually a couple of those that we made certain to keep a hold of for this occasion. The bourbon that you released, single barrel, 13-year-old bourbon, was absolutely phenomenal. That sold out. But Drew is launching his next trio of whiskeys, and we have the pleasure of showcasing them right here today. So, Drew, please, let's just start by congratulating you on your new brand. It has been a great success thus far for us here at Chats. We so appreciate what you're doing. But how'd you get involved with whiskey, man?
Well, I mean, it's a we got to go back a decade for that.
Oh,
so,
yeah?
I started off
standing right here.
I started off. Oh, yeah.
Nice. You're behind your banner.
Sure. I started off in craft beer about 30 years ago and was a brewer. And then in 2015, transitioned into whiskey. So a lot of brewing is very transferable to whiskey. Moved over into whiskey. Helped start Sagamore Spirit back in 2015. Got that launched. Worked with an amazing team there to grow that brand nationally and then ultimately internationally. But then I decided that I wanted to start my own thing. Wanted to go back to my roots of actually making and creating products, doing something small, and decided in 2025 I was going to launch Silverthorn Reserve. So Silverthorn Reserve is it's a passion project. It's very personal to me and my family. The name of the brand comes from our family. So I'm Drew Thorn. That's the Thorn in Silverthorn. My wife's family are the Silvermans. That's the Silver in Silverthorn.
Got it.
So,
I wondered.
We put that together to come up with Silverthorn Reserve. And we focus on small batch, high quality products. You know, we're doing 6 to 10 barrels per blend batch. We're curating the best single barrels, and we're doing products that are 10 to 13, 14 years old, and really having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. Now, pretty exciting. It's been quite a while since I think I remember seeing a brand startup with an age-stated whiskey. Your youngest product to date has been a 10-year-old. I have to go back to the early days of Whistle Pig.
Right.
With that Whistle Pig 10, and no one knew that it was rye at that time. No one knew it was from Canada and so forth and so on. But that's super interesting that you're taking that route. A route in, of course, going premium, but specifically nothing under 10-year age statements. And it looks like such small batches as far as your blends go that, just within the 6 bottlings that you've released thus far, everything has its own little personality. And, kind of what's the inspiration behind that and the magic that you're creating with each of these labels?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we wanted to cover a range of flavor profiles across the portfolio, right? So I have a lot of history with rye through Sagamore. Rye, I think, is a wonderful spirit and can be very beautiful. It can also be a little bit typecast by some, where they have an idea about what rye is, and some people love it and some people don't, and you get this a bit of polarization around rye. where I think rye is amazing to play with. I attempt in what we're doing here with our rye blend to break down some of the preconceived notions about rye. So we have a rye blend here. It's 10 years old. It's got 4 different rye barrel types in it, and it rather than being peppery and kind of sharper on the finish, or some of the things that people might have in their mind about ryes, this is a sweeter rye. It brings in graham cracker. It brings in like gingerbread, like spice cake, some vanilla icing.
And which one is this? Because I want to taste some spice cake and gingerbread.
So this is the green label.
It's a green label.
10-year-old rye blend. It's got its base. So
are you sharing some with me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can top me off. That's already in there.
All right. Nice. I see which one you like.
Thank you. So the approach to blending is create a base spirit. So this is an 8-barrel blend, and the base that we created was 6 of those 8 barrels. And of those 6 barrels, it's a 50-50 blend of high rye and low rye. So there's not a ton of low rye out there. Most people are familiar with a high rye, which is typically a 95.5 rye. The low rye is 51% rye, and then you have corn at 44%, so it's a pretty high corn content.
Yeah, I'd say.
And then 5% malted barley. So the corn content brings in a sweetness, a fruitiness, different characteristics that aren't found typically in a 95 rye. And that becomes the base. It's half and half. It ups the sweetness in it and brings in some new flavor profiles.
Yeah.
Then to season that, so we have a base, and now we're going to add some seasoning. Single barrel rye whiskey, which is some older rye flavors. So it's bringing in a little bit of oak, a little bit of richness. It's bringing in some baking spices. And then we have a double oak rye as the other seasoner. This is a rare barrel. It was aged for 2 years to become a straight rye, and then 8 years in a second barrel. So it's double oaked for 8 years. And there's 1 barrel of this in here, and it is it's a flavor bomb.
Oh my goodness.
So
well, cheers.
Cheers to that.
Absolutely. And this is called the Blender's Art Series Rye.
Yeah.
Yes?
This is the rye blend. And so what that double oak barrel is doing is it's bringing in like some rich flavors, rich on the nose. It brings in some of those like I was saying, graham cracker, but then it finishes with a bit of a sweet oak profile. So pretty like a different take on rye. It's all rye, but it is a new approach.
Yeah, absolutely. So of course, when we go heavy on corn in a rye whiskey, that's more so the Maryland style, correct?
It does bring you more into that Maryland style where we're in this like space between Pennsylvania and Kentucky, and like Pennsylvania and up into New York, they were very well known for their ryes, high rye content products. And obviously everyone knows Kentucky bourbon corn, and you've got lower rye whiskeys coming out of Kentucky. And Maryland, geographically and agriculturally, kind of sat in the middle of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this is so delicious. So delicious. And it has, a bit more roundness. The sweet note of the corn does come forth. Now, it's still a whiskey at heart. We are talking about a higher proof. Is it cask strength?
It is.
It is cask strength. And so we're talking 113.
Yeah, we're 113 on this. All of our line is cask strength.
Yeah.
Everything we're doing is cask strength. It's all non-chill filtered, and the blends are small batch, ranging from 6 to 8 to 10 barrels, nothing over 10 barrels. And then we have the line of single barrels that we'll get to, which is really just us curating casks that we think are excellent in a standalone way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is delicious. And you say about 8 barrels or so?
Yes, this was an 8-barrel
Okay.
blend.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. Super delicious, folks. If you're a rye drinker, in my opinion, some of them do like that very high rye, all the spices, all of those,
Oh yeah.
kind of perazines, the green peppers, the grasses, and so forth.
Totally.
This one gives you enough of it where, okay, yeah, I'm drinking rye just into the finish. There's an aromatics. You can certainly perceive the spices in all, and some of the grasses or what have you. But it's a rounder style, not as sweet, say, as what's that one, like an Angel's Envy rye, that rum cast. That's
Right, yeah.
dessert whiskey style, right?
Yep.
This is still beautiful quality premium whiskey that doesn't short you with not only flavor profile nor proof,
Yeah.
nor does it kind of give you a sweeter note. Don't want to scare folks off when you mention that it's sweeter, that you'll have a connotation of something as sweet as like a dessert style whiskey, but beautifully balanced, I'll say. And one that is, a bourbon drinker can lean into this particular rye style, I would say.
Totally. I think that. I think this is rye drinkers should, my hope is that they would appreciate this, and anyone who has maybe not been drawn to rye in the past, it's worth a try, because I do think that if you typically are drawn more towards bourbon flavor profiles but want to expand that range a little bit, this is a great step from bourbon to rye.
Ooh, some beautiful cacao-like notes though.
Dry. It's got a little chocolate in there.
Yeah, in the background.
Totally.
Spices. Ooh, and delivering so well. That 113, am I right?
Yep.
113 proof point.
Yep.
Wow. Absolutely delicious. This is brand new. Once again, the second trio of releases that you've made. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I want to taste another whiskey.
Okay.
If you'd be if you'd honor me with kind of walking me through the next whiskey. Which one would that be?
It'd be my pleasure. Maybe we jump into the bourbon.
This is the bourbon. Okay.
Yes.
So the Blender's Art Bourbon blend. We had the Blender's Art Rye blend, and now this is the Blender's Art Bourbon blend.
Yes.
Excited. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely, Drew. So excited about this. Now, of course, the previous blue label that we showcased here was a Boo Rye.
Yes.
No, this one is all bourbon.
Yes.
Boo Rye meaning bourbon and rye blended. This one being pure bourbon. Excited. And I can look on the back. Looks like 3 components.
Yes. So, cheers.
Cheers. Your second fully bottled bourbon release, huh?
It is.
Yeah. So
first blend of bourbon and second bourbon release.
Yeah, the first one was that 13-year. Yeah.
Yeah. So this one had a lot of fun with. Wanted to create something that clearly drank as a bourbon and would have a base that would be both recognizable and delicious. And so it's about a 68% Kentucky bourbon, 10-year-old as its base. And then, like I said, I like to create a base and then drop seasoning in on it. So what we added to that 68% base is a 1 barrel of 14-year-old 4-grain bourbon out of Georgia.
Oh, wow. Yes.